Hi friends, today we'll do the story The Golden Plate. We have finished with some grammar lessons. Now again we are doing listening skills from time to time story and then also along with it grammar. So from here you can find out grammar sentences and accordingly you can practice. Now the story is The Golden Plate. Once upon a time there was a very honest and sincere jeweler. He used to sell his jewels and in his own area. But one day he decided to cross the river and sell his things, item or wares, on the other side of the river. Now in the same place where he used to live, there was another jeweler. He was little shrewd, clever, dishonest. He also decided the same thing. He also crossed the river and came to the other side of the bank, and both of them decided not to cross each other's territory. The area where the honest jeweler would stay, he would sell there, whereas on the other side, the shrewd one, a little far away, he would sell his things. Now in the same city where they had come, there used to live a merchant. He was very rich and he lived happily with his family. It was a joint family. But one day it happened that he made a huge loss in his business and he couldn't take the news. And one day, after hearing the news of the loss, he collapsed and fell dead. Soon his house, the family members didn't have much earning and they became poorer and poorer. Most of the members of the family died also. Only remained one little girl, granddaughter and grandmother. Somehow they used to live a bare existence, very poor. Now one day it happened that the dishonest jeweler, he was crossing that house selling his wares when the granddaughter suddenly felt a great desire to buy something. She told her grandmother, but the grandmother said, "See girl, we hardly have anything to eat. We don't have any money. How can we buy a string of pearls?" The girl wanted a string of pearls to wear and decorate her neck. But the girl insisted. She said, "No, grandmother, I want it. Let me buy." And she started crying. She said, "Here lies a metal plate. I'll give him and let's see what he says." The grandmother agreed now. And they called him and showed the metal plate, and in return she wanted the string of pearls. Now the shrewd seller, he scratched the metal plate and he found that it was made of gold. But he told lies and said, "This is of no value and I cannot sell my items." And he walked away. Now after some time, the honest jeweler came there and he was also selling his items. Again the granddaughter started crying. She wanted her string of pearls. But this time the grandmother told her not to cry because already one had gone without giving his string of pearls. But nothing could stop this daughter. So again she called and showed the same plate to the seller. Now when this honest seller saw this plate, he found that it was not any other but very precious metal, that is gold. And he became so happy that he said he was ready to give away all his items, all the jewelry that he had, and along with that 500 golden coins. Now the girl and the grandmother became so happy that they took all the items, along with that the 500 golden coins, and instead gave the golden plate. In fact, the jeweler was saying that this plate is so expensive, so precious, that my things and my money is not sufficient. Anyways, after receiving and taking the things, the girl also became happy, family became happy, and they got so much money. They lived happily, while this person went quickly and crossed the river in a boat. In the meantime, the dishonest person came there and said, "I'm ready to take your plate." But they said, "We have already given and we have bought the item, the string of pearls." He became furious and he went running to the river bank and found that the other person had already taken a boat and he was going to his own hometown. He became so furious, in spite of calling, the other one didn't stop. So he became so furious that he collapsed and fell dead there only. So you see, my friends, we learn from this story that we should be honest. We should not exploit the helpless persons, the innocent ones. We should give them their due share. Now from this story you read and find out more stories like this, or your own stories, create them. And from here you can find out the affirmative, negative sentences. You can also take some sentences and add question tag to it. You can frame your own questions from these sentences. And at the same time, there is always scope to do dialogue writing between two persons. So thank you, my dear friends. We'll be meeting soon again. Thank you.